let's talk about these Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, we were texting throughout the game. Philly, yeah, while they were undefeated entering this game, they look rather lifeless offensively. You saw the frustration with A.J. Brown. I would imagine he's still frustrated after this game. They're not using him at all. And then we see it creep down. Saquon Barkley, 6 rushes for 30 yards. This is your workhorse. This is a guy that, I mean, without him, I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. This is a guy they leaned on consistently last year, and they just didn't do it. They didn't do it. They let the Broncos get back in this game for no reason. The Eagles had this well in control, 17-3 in the fourth quarter, and the Broncos just dominated that fourth and came away with the win. And you touched on it too. Sean Payton was ballsy, going for 2, taking that lead, showing them that they wanted to come to Philly and leave with the W. Whereas, the way I saw it, Philly was just playing not to lose, and they lost. Richard, is this Philadelphia Eagles offense bad, or is the Broncos defense just this good?
Well, that's a great question, and I don't think that's a question we'll be able to answer after even 5 weeks, because you really don't know, because they haven't played and really used their weapons in the way they have in the past. I mean, Kevin Patullo, I don't want to butcher his name, but Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, you're setting yourself up to have really difficult conversations with the best players on your team. Because on one hand, the week before, you don't get A.J. Brown involved. The week before that, you don't really get A.J. Brown involved. You frustrate him. This week, Devontae Smith goes off. I'm sure he's happy. Had a good game, over 100 yards, 8 catches. Sure, it feels great. A.J. Brown got his targets. Cool. You know what I mean? I'm sure he would have wanted that deep pass that they missed on back and maybe complete that, and he would probably be content. But then you got your reigning offensive player of the year, an MVP candidate, Saquon Barkley, with only 5 carries in the game. And I'm not an offensive coordinator. I'm not an offensive coordinator. Or 6 carries. Sorry, my apologies. 6 carries. But Saquon Barkley only having 9 touches in a football game, where you only score 17 points, seems like a head scratcher to me, and it seems like something that Sirianni is going to have to address, because, again, you guys are a better offense when he touches the ball more. You talk about him and Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey touches the ball a ton for the San Francisco 49ers because he's effective in all these phases of the game. And clearly, you guys have tape, a whole year of tape last year, of how great Saquon Barkley can be when he touches the ball a lot. Now, did you have a great respect for the rush or the defensive line of the Denver Broncos? Maybe, but Saquon Barkley was effective. He only had 6 carries, but he had 30 yards. He was averaging 5 a carry. He had a 17-yard carry in the game. So it's a head-scratching maneuver. I don't understand why they didn't give him the ball more. But I know if you continue this and you start to lose, things are going to snowball quickly. It's not going to snowball and slowly, because it was snowballing when you're winning. People are getting frustrated, and guys are expressing their frustrations openly. A.J. Brown, Devontae, and I'm sure Saquon is going to start to express his frustrations, because there are great players and impactful players in this game, and you are wasting them. You are wasting them. This is looking like a bad offense. This is like a Ferrari losing to Honda Civics. You know what I mean? You're watching a Ferrari just sit there and rev its engine, and Honda Civics just zoom by it. Not that the Denver Broncos defense, this is a defense with an elite pass rush, one of the reigning defensive player of the year. They can play at a high level, no question about that. They deserve all the respect in the world, and they held the Philadelphia Eagles to 17 points. But this has been constant. This has been consistent. The Philadelphia Eagles have consistently underwhelmed and underutilized their best players. And so that's something I just can't understand as a fan. This is an objective fan. I got him number 1 in my power rankings, but I have a hard time justifying it because of how this offense is running. I know we just look at Jalen Hurts and say, he keeps winning. He's winner. He keeps winning. In this game, he was 23 of 38 for 280 and 2 touchdowns, but you scored 17 points, and you didn't score any in the fourth quarter. And again, this is consecutive weeks, because last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jalen Hurts didn't complete a pass. I don't think he completed a pass in the second half, if I'm not mistaken, but I know he didn't in the fourth quarter. And so those are bad habits to have. Those are bad trends that are starting to set in, and you wonder why that is. There's no way anybody can explain why Saquon Barkley is carrying the ball 6 times. You guys weren't down in this game. You were leading for the majority of this game. And then defensively, you say 18 unanswered in the fourth. 18 unanswered. Bo Nix 9 for 10 in the fourth quarter. 1 TD, 3 for 3 in scoring drives. Somebody's going to have to answer these questions, and I'm not sure who that is. Now, there are some weaknesses in that Philadelphia Eagles secondary, and we talked about that before. I think that's going to be an Achilles heel going forward, but you can't have it. But even with all that said, they gave up 21 points in the game. You got a high-scoring offense, very, very potent offense. If we hold you to 21, we have an off day. I expect the Philadelphia Eagles offense to elevate and still win this game, and they didn't. They were up 17-3 to start the fourth quarter, and it just fell apart. And I know Eagles fans are frustrated. I'm trying to express your frustration for you. I'm trying to get it all out and exercise your demons because I can't explain that. This might be the most talented team in the National Football League. Does he not know how to drive? Like, take it out of you can't get out of gear too? Like, hit the clutch, hit the
yank the thing, Richard.
He hit it. Like, get this offense in gear because you sitting here in second gear when you got 6 gears in this. Like, you wasting this offense. And this is I understand the Philadelphia Eagles have their fan base. They got a short fuse, Mitchell. They're coming off a Super Bowl win, but still their fuses are short. They're going to be calling for people's job if this happens again. And they've only lost 1 game. But it's just unacceptable. It's a game they shouldn't have lost, which is why it's going to be very frustrating for their fans.
Well, you look at it, I mean, we talked about it. They almost lost to the Dallas Cowboys, right, opening the season up. Then last week, I mean, really, they got saved by their special teams and defense last week that scored some points for them. Other than that, facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they gave them heck, and without Mike Evans. So I don't know. I mean, Philly's still a great team, and I understand why you put them number 1 in your power ranks. They're the defending champs. But bottom line, they got to do better. There's a lot more in their arsenal than they're doing right now. And like you said, they got to get into gear and get into gear quick because I see a lot of frustration brewing.